Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. As per usual, I'm actually doing a video on Saturday, I believe. This is December 31st, 2023, the last day of the year. And right before New Year's, I'm going to be doing a bit of a recap of 2023, what happened. And, it's been obviously definitely a choppy year, kind of all over the place. Everyone's kind of really data reliant and the market was really data reliant, so you've seen like ups and downs and back up, and rather surprisingly, volatility was low throughout most of the year, especially the later half. We were really just in between the 14 to 12 area, and which is a very bullish scenario for the markets, right? I know we had a period of high volatility in September and in the March as well. I believe this was when, or March is actually back here, when the banks started to fail, but the markets prevailed regardless, right? And now that the SPY is nearing all-time highs, the question is are we going to break the all-time highs? And I mean, since we're so close to this level already, it wouldn't surprise me that we would pierce it and do a brief pierce as well, and a slight possible pop to a nominal high here, and making it a little bit of a new local high, and then start to roll over in a wave two. So essentially, we're just looking for this wave two now. Could this be it in the B wave? An overshooting B wave? Yeah, it could be. But we're just going to be waiting for pattern to see how everything's going to play out. It could have ended on Friday with this little bit of a downtick in the market, but we need to see more conviction. So we'll just be patient. I'll wait to see when this wave five is going to end. And overall, this is going to be most likely a buying opportunity potentially for the markets, as long as we hold above this previous downsloping trend line, which is right around 453, right? So 460 to 453 would be your accumulation area for potentially opening a long position, right? After having such a dramatic run up, we need a little bit of a pullback in these markets, and we've been talking about it for a while, but it hasn't manifested itself yet. It hasn't become reality. So just wait, and this is going to be the buy zone. And once we do come back up, and we manage to hold this level, and if we, let's say we do come back up, then you would have an explosive move back in a wave three, which is the most parabolic move, and then which means you could have another very explosive move, another potential 10% up, and then I would try to add to some very big short positions once we get to this area right around 510 to 540 in the S&P 500. Okay, we could take a look at the 12-month chart as well. Not on this chart here, but the 12-month chart. You can see this is the yearly chart. We actually had an amazing year, right? We had a down year, and then boom, and then and another blast off in the markets. And this is actually the S&P up 23%. The Nasdaq was up a staggering, I believe, 40 something percent, or no, even more, 53%. And then the Russell 2000 was up 14%, and the Dow Jones was up a nice 14% as well. Right, Bitcoin was up a significant amount. It was up, I believe, 150%. And again, this one is still trading, so that we actually will know in a couple of 5 to 6 hours. You'll know when that is going to close out. But oil was actually down 10% this year. And actually, we could see maybe some more follow through next year. Natural gas was down significantly this year, down about 41%. It was down even more at one point. It was down like 50, 57, or 58%. But yeah, overall, the markets next year, I do expect some more increase in volatility, but probably in the later like half of 2024, like third quarter, fourth quarter. In the beginning quarters, we could very well continue to see this float up in the market, but in the short term, yeah, we're probably overdue for a pullback, and we've been overdue for a while. And there's no real sense in trying to fight it. If the market wants to be delusional and keep going up, then don't fight it, right? Because like there's no point in putting your bias in the way and continuing to short. So maybe on this next pullback here that we'll get, probably close out some short positions and open some long positions. and then just get ready for this big melt up that we're going to continue to have most likely as rates fall, yields fall, and inflation falls, right? And this is all like a bullish case for the market. But yeah, overall in the short term, you can see the dollar is already getting a little bit of a bounce here in an A wave, and then we're going to come back up in a B, which means that this should finish at any moment. Like this downfall, this downtrend here should finish just a little bit in any moment, and then come back up in a B, which would be bearish for equities, and then you'll come back down in a C leg, which would continue to melt up. So this is why probably an A, B, C, which would result in a wave 2 pullback and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 back up. But yeah, let's take a look at oil. Oil continues to melt down here, very weak at the moment. It is unable to hold. It was actually retested this level as resistance, and it's unable to hold. This previous pivot as support, I believe. Or sorry, no, sorry. It did hold. It did hold the $65 level as support. It actually got front run just a little bit, but we're probably going to come back down and retest it. So we'll have to see if we cut through it like butter in a wave 3, or if this is going to bounce back and you're going to go to new highs and it's going to continue the bullish divergence. But we'll see. We'll take it day by day. All right, and let's just finish off by taking a look at market Cipher here. And we'll maybe take a look at some larger time frames on the SPY as well, maybe the monthly and the weekly. Very interesting. So let's see if we have any indicators here, flashing selling signals. Yeah, we got like a 2-day one right here, a daily. You've been seeing some more selling at the highs. Not too surprising, considering the run we've had. But yeah, the monthly is showing a possible continuation in the SPY, especially in the QQQ. And actually, the IWM was looking horrendous, but it completely turned around, and it is blasting off right now. You have a very tight momentum wave. The Russell 2000 should be set to maybe even making new all-time highs if this is the case, because this is very bullish price action that we've got going on right here. It was looking horrendous though. Don't get me wrong. It was ready to collapse, and it was just on the verge. And you can see right here we start to melt down as well. But the news flipped, and we were going lower rates suddenly, and then the market took care of the rest. And it's like I said, like last time I think I said, like the market's gonna start buying stocks like it's nobody's business, even though the underlying problems in the economy are probably worsening. It doesn't matter. The market will do what it wants to do. But yeah, let's take a look at the Dow Jones finally on the monthly. So same very similar thing, looking very bullish, increasing green money. Actually, as well, it's steady green money flow, but you have a green dot confirmation on the monthly, so we should see a continued push up in these markets. All right, so I think that's about it for now. The count remains the same. We are looking obviously for a larger scale topping pattern, which we should be topping out later on in 2024. No longer in the early half. Maybe like in the middle of 2024 or something like that. It could really happen at any moment. It really is news driven, and we're gonna see what that catalyst is gonna be. Maybe it's a Volmageddon event where the market's been primed for so many rate cuts, but the inflation creeps back up, and then we see rates come back and there's no more rate cuts anymore, and then the market's this entire rally is interest rate cuts being priced in, and then they would have to undo everything, right? It means that the market got it wrong. The market's reacting too quickly to news. It's too euphoric, and then that's when you can have these flash crash scenarios. But yeah, overall, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, a happy new year, and I'll see you guys next year. Happy 2023, and hopefully you guys have a great 2024 next year. Peace.